Mahalo no mako he aku no kolonai. No ka mea o ke akua ke li'i ka honua. And so we dedicate the Bromley Family Pro-Haven campus to ke akua and to the people of Hawaii, upon all those that come and all those that go.
This work started with one conversation at a time. And when I look back over these 14 years, I can see this forest of trees that has now sprouted with people and companies and organizations and individuals who are willing to stand beside and to make sure that our kids are safe, to make sure that our kids have access to the services that they need.
Back when I was 15, if I had a place to discharge that anger, I wouldn't have been an angry 20-year-old or an angry 40-year-old.
Working with this population, having a safe space for girls to process their trauma and experience the healing is important, and having an environment like Pro-Haven is something that can't be matched anywhere else in the country.
Since 2009, our journey has not been easy. It has had many ups and downs. We've been able to overcome the many barriers and obstacles because of the diligence and the commitment of our volunteers, of our staff, of our board members. In 2011, I met with Judge Mark Browning. I said, look, I really believe that there's this population of kids that aren't being recognized as victims of exploitation. We don't have anywhere for these kids to go.
She came to me with this idea that I thought was great, but in my mind, I thought, good luck with that, man. But the more I got to know her, the more I realized in my mind, oh, it's gonna happen. She's not giving up.
We heard of this property that was available. It had been abandoned, it was totally destroyed. We're the least likely candidate for this property, but we ended up with unanimous vote on behalf of the State Land Board.
We have to get all of the relevant permits, the designers, the architects, the interior finishing. So this is a huge effort, and so far, everyone that has participated has done this on a pro bono basis.
One of my partners asked, what do you think the effort will be? And I said, well, this might be about $800,000. They didn't tell me, I lost my mind. The next question was, what will it take to do this?
We had an opportunity to get Hawaii Five-0, CBS, to help make our voice heard. And that's because Brian Spicer gave me the time of day and said, okay, we can do something. And when that aired, there was 9.4 million viewers worldwide. So in 2018, we had raised less than a third of the $9 million needed. But I said, we've got to prove that we can do this. We never stopped construction one day after starting in mid-2018, and we finished in spring of 2021.
I think about its inoa, or its name, and ho'olanapua meaning giving life to a flower. And when I think about elevating the community in this sense, I think ho'olanapua has provided what I would call the ua, or the rain, of services for our keiki.
The Hoku Group Services is part of this greater continuum of care, both in the community and within Ho'olanapua.
We teach them skills that empower them, build resiliency in them.
The team that I'm on is advocacy, and we get in there and motivate our children.
The Starfish Mentoring Program is a one-to-one program that provides youth with a champion, somebody that shows up when they say they will and where they say they will.
2019 was a tremendous year of growth for us. Having this conversation, shining the light, was getting easier. There's just the fire, the passion, the momentum. And then I think we all remember what happened in the spring of 2020. At this point, we needed $3 million to finish Pearl Haven. And we were getting close to running out of money. I had a vision of creating a campaign called the Pearl Haven 19 Challenge. And we have a funder who sees the challenge and goes, oh, that's really creative. And this woman is Lauren Bromley. She called me and she says, how does the Bromley Family Pearl Haven campus sound? So she came in with a $2 million gift. And for that, I'm forever grateful for her.
Prior to Pearl Haven, we did not have the resource in this state to address the trauma that children who have been exploited sexually experience. And so what Pearl Haven did is provide a place of healing that we could send a child to, knowing that that child would get the kind of care and the love that he or she needed.
You know, we're here in Hawaii, but I believe nationally this could go all over the country, because everywhere should have a place for these children.
I just want to say thank you to Jess. Her guts, her strength, her courage, her resilience. I am just grateful that she decided to come here, because we're better now as a community, and girls are being healed because of what she helped create.
That's what this industry has been to the public. Dark. Don't talk about it. This is ugly.
This is happening here in our local streets with our local girls, and we have to do something about it.
How is it that the stealing of a child's life is okay to us? But we can make that change. But it starts with us individually acknowledging what is so and making a commitment to seeing that change through.
And the only way to end it is to shine the light on it.
Who are we if we can't find ways to help and heal those that are less fortunate than us? I feel it is our social responsibility to be there.
In any given community, we are responsible to care for our keiki as if they're our own.
We need to step up and we need to show up for them and be here.
I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't have Pearl Haven. It is the collective kuleana of this community to ensure that children like me can embrace their bright futures.
Because together, we can shine the light and ignite the chain reaction required to end exploitation.
Wow. No matter how many times you watch that, I'm like, I am losing it over here. Thank you guys for being here. Look at all the amazing faces. What an incredible night. We've waited so long to get everyone back together. Look at this room. There's like 770 people in here. And I was just told we had about 15,000 people that are streaming online. So, pretty incredible. So tonight, we are celebrating hope. We are celebrating a decade of advocacy and pioneering work to get Pearl Haven open, to create bright futures for youth. When we think about the word hope, what does that actually mean? We throw that word around all the time. Hope is the driver of faith and love. And if we lose hope, our hearts grow faint and our perseverance wanes. Hope brings forth the potential of something better. Hope is not passive. It's active. It's motivating us to move forward. Hope nourishes its courage and confidence, which broadens our view of the world and embraces clarity of vision. It enhances creativity and problem solve while we can retain optimism. Hope drives resilience and grit, which drives us to show up, to work through the hard stuff, fueling our belief that we can indeed make futures bright. Hope is not tied to a specific outcome. Hope releases strength and fortitude. New life grows and blossoms because of hope. I have a very special letter to read you tonight. It was written by one of our youth at Pearl Haven, and she's asked me to read it to you. These are her words. So when I told her, I said, hey, I'm going to be talking, and I go, I don't know what I'm going to say. And she said, hey, I got something, and I want you to tell them about my journey. Get out your tissues, everybody. I hope I can hold it together up here. I remember the nights I used to cry. I remember nights when I used to wonder, am I going to eat? Where am I going to sleep? I remember all of those people who looked me in the eye and said, everything's going to be fine, just to leave me on the side of the road to die. I remember looking at myself in the mirror and telling myself, how am I still alive? I remember yelling for help as people laughed and passed me by. I remember have you ever looked at a child in the eyes and saw not a single drop of light? But you never gave up on them, and now you're seeing them glow, and their light starts to shine so bright, it lights up the whole sky. Have you ever watched a child turn his or her life over to God? Have you ever stayed up nights crying and holding a child in your arms just so they know they are no longer in harm's way? I remember times when I would wake up in the middle of the night crying, and the Pearl Haven staff rushed by my side just so I would know that I'm going to be fine. I remember when I first walked into Pearl Haven, I laughed at the staff and therapist in my head thinking, they won't ever be able to change me. The crazy thing is, what I didn't know was that the whole time God was smiling at me saying, daughter, just wait and see. I have now been at Pearl Haven for 9 months. I've learned for the first time in my life how love is actually supposed to be. I learned how to love myself, but also allowing others to show that they love me. I've learned about a God in heaven who has never forsaken me or left me. I've learned what it's like to be a child again. I have learned that I am able and capable to dream new dreams. My hope continues to blossom every day. This letter speaks to the transformation of what happens when someone goes from despair and brokenness to hope, and the power of what love, safety, and intentionality can do. This is what our team does at Pearl Haven and across our community-based programs every single day. So some of you may know there's 12 stones that line the driveway at Pearl Haven. And these are 12 stones of remembrance, and I think there's going to be a picture at some point up on the side. And they show us and they mark the journey that we've been on, and they remind us how far we've come and what it's taken to get there. Because this team here has shifted the atmosphere in the way that the state of Hawaii and beyond has responded to the issue of children being bought and sold for sex every single day. These stones serve as a reminder for us to share the story with our youth who come to Pearl Haven, the story of a community that came together who believes that it's not okay for them to be exploited. A community that came together to take a stand for the most vulnerable. This year, if you couldn't tell, our inspirational word of the year was hope. I had a memento put at the end of the 12 stones. I ran out of stones, okay? Only have 12. So it's 13 years, okay? So our 13th year, and the sign says, hope blossoms here. I tell our youth at Pearl Haven, you know why this sign doesn't say hope begins here? Because if they didn't have hope, they wouldn't be alive. But they are alive because they still have hope. And our goal is that they're able, while they're at Pearl Haven, while they're in our community-based programs, is that hope grows and it blossoms. Because there is power when there is hope.
That hope has kept them alive in some of the darkest moments. But you know what I've seen over the last year and a half of Pearl Haven being open? I watch kids go from being completely shut down to absolutely thriving. We remind them every single day that when there's hope, they can reimagine their futures, they can embrace their new dreams, they can see new opportunities, and they can believe that the past does not dictate tomorrow. And they can overcome anything. You know, when they graduate Pearl Haven, we have a very exciting ceremony. We have them put their hands in the dirt, and they plant a tree. And it's called a legacy tree. And with that tree, they put it into the ground, and we say, hey, we want this tree to thrive, and we want you to remember that your roots went down here, that your healing began here. And when you come back and see us in 5 to 10 years, when we recruit you to come back and work at Pearl Haven, that your tree will be thriving. And just like my words, all those great words and rocks, they get their own rock. And they get to inscribe into that their word when they came to Pearl Haven and when they left Pearl Haven. And we've watched girls go from saying, I'm a throwaway, I'm nothing, to I am thriving, and I have a future. And it has been absolutely phenomenal. Every day, yes, thank you. When I go out to Pearl Haven, you know, my favorite time to go out there is a Saturday morning. Take my CEO hat off, I take my all hats off, and I'm like, I don't really know how to play tennis. Sorry, Lauren, I suck at tennis. I'm really trying. But anyways, I can be not good with them. And, you know, we get to thrive together. But what's so amazing in those moments is I get to be reminded of the fact that this is what transformation looks like. This is what happens when you love a life and you just invest and you believe in the fact that these kids can have a future, that they can thrive. It made it all worthwhile. When I see them experience new things, when they develop new skills and talents, and I get to sit back in this hopeful anticipation when I watch them open up and I watch them walk that tough road to healing. Because you know what, you guys? None of us in here could understand for one day what these kids go through. So when you think you've had a really bad day, let me tell you, it's not like what these kids go through. And the fact that they take that step and they move towards healing is absolutely phenomenal. Hey, my girls at Pearl Haven, I know you're watching. I want you to know how proud I am of each one of you and the legacy and the mark that you're leaving on this world when you choose the path that leads to healing. You know what, you guys? The founding vision of Ho'olanapua is super simple. 14 years ago, I said, hey, you know what? We don't have a place for these kids to go. And now we do. In 2009, most of our community had no idea that this problem existed. The dream was to build a place to heal, to shine the light on the problem so that all youth would be safe and free. And we used a tangible place, a building, a clinical concept in mind to make an invisible population visible, and created a systemic and transformational shift in the entire state of Hawaii. That is pretty amazing. So together, we've created bright futures. We're doing the impossible. Collectively, we did it. Yes. we did. We did it. We keep going every single day because this is just the beginning. And you know what? When things grow, things also have to expand and things have to change. And so our team continues to grow. We continue to press forward. We continue to drive the change that's needed. The work that we started here has gained so much national attention and momentum that I'm going to be stepping into a new season and a new chapter of advocacy so that the work that was started right here can have a more expansive reach. So that it will not only support Ho'olanapua, but impact thousands of children across the country and the globe. And that vision of our clinical model that's blossoming can be shared. And as Mel said so well in the video, more cities and towns across this country need Pearl Havens. More bright futures must be created. So I want to take a moment. Can we turn the lights up just a little bit? If you started working alongside of us from 2009 to 2014, I want you to come up to the front right here. Don't be shy because I'm going to start calling on your names because you think I don't know, but I know. For those of us who joined and partnered with us from 2014 to 2018, please stand and let's recognize them. Those from 2019 to 2021, please stand. And I want to give a special shout out to Rite of Passage, who helps us run our special treatment facility on the day-to-day. We are so thankful to partner with you. So please stand so you can be recognized. I want you guys to look around. We're all in this together. This is just the beginning. To those of you who are new tonight, new to Ho'olanapua, please stand with us. I want to thank Southwest Airlines, Debbie Wheel, you're absolutely amazing, your team, the volunteers, our staff, our board, to support tonight's efforts to inspire all of us to hope. I want to give a special shout out to Erica. Where is she? She's walked with us through many seasons of this organization and continues to help us build a strong organization with clear messaging. Thank you. I want to thank Kimie, Jen, Carly, Tiara. Please stand. Many of you may not know that Kimie rallied her artist peers during the pandemic to help lift the Pearl Haven 19 Challenge. $19 one time. I mean, guys, come on, that was pretty creative. To help raise awareness for the money needed to open Pearl Haven with artists such as Paula Fuga, Anu Hea, Eli Mack, McKenna Maduli. They all rallied for our youth in sharing personal PSAs that made a profound difference. So, mahalo. Thank you again. You guys can sit down. Thank you. So in front of you, on your plates, under your plates, there's a surprise.
thanks to Amazon. So if we can bring the lights down a little bit. So under the chargers, there should be this little thing. You guys see it? Oh, I don't know what happened. Okay, you guys gonna listen? You're gonna talk. Okay, on your tables, should be to the right. You should have this little light. If you don't, just stand up anyways. Okay, I want you guys to all stand up. Okay, can you guys follow directions? Okay, good. I want you to take your little light. I want you to hold it like this. Thank you. So I'm going to tell you right now, the true fight for justice, it's not a trend. It's a long-standing commitment to the future of our community and the next generation, to our youth. We hold on when it's tough, when the fear and the flashbacks come in like a flood, when facing the trauma and embracing the road to healing, we hold on and we fight for the future and the innocence of these children. And you know what? We are all going to walk forward filled with hope and excitement for all that's ahead, because you know what? We surround the youth and the communities we serve with a galvanized vision and commitment to shine the light, each of our lights, to ensure all youth are safe and free. We stand side by side with our partners to drive hope, hope-filled conversations as we collectively work together to bring transformational change and impact in a dark space that will continue to require tremendous light. Thank you.
When the best of me is barely breathing, when I'm not somebody I believe in, hold on to me. When I miss the light, the night is stolen. When I'm slamming all the doors you've opened, hold on to me. Hold on to me. Hold on to me when it's too dark to see you. When I am sure I have reached the end. Hold on to me when I forget I need you. When I let go, hold me again. When I don't feel like I'm worth defending, 'cause I know nobody loves me better. Hold on to me. Hold on to me.
I think that without Brohaven, honestly, I don't think I would be alive. I was going down a really hard path, really fast. I didn't care what people thought. I did what I did, and I did it proud. I think that kids should go to school and have fun at recess and be able to come home and do their homework and go outside and play and not have to worry about, is mom and dad okay? Why are we sitting on the side of the street asking people for money? The biggest experience that I will take would probably be all of the communication skills. I came here, I didn't want to help, and I had Miss Andy, and she'd sit me down and she'd be like, Billy, you can do it if you put your mind to it. And it was like, why is this woman trying to help me? I don't want the help, like, just give up. Now we're 8 months deep and she's looking at me, she's like, I told you, you can do it. It just puts a really big smile on my face because I did have that person that didn't give up. I got voted vice president, and we've succeeded in a lot of things. I just finished my last couple of tests for school, so I'll be done with school. Hopefully by the end of the month. Let's hope I pass that math test. I wrote a resume, which I never thought in my life I would have to write one, but I did. My next 5 years, I will be getting into my independent living, starting my first legal job, starting to get my degree in teaching. Eventually, I want to move. There are people who really do care and that will push and fight for you. This place is definitely needed. I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't have Brohaven.
Ryan says human trafficking continues to be an issue across the Commonwealth, and it's among the fastest growing criminal enterprises in the world.
FBI agents arrested dozens of people suspected of exploiting children and engaging in sex trafficking.
The average age of victims was 15, with the youngest just 11 years old.
It scarred them for their entire life, and we need to be able to provide counseling services. That's the next series of things we want to start doing.
The goal now is to get victims treatment. Representative Ryan is already working on the next steps.
I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before. but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see.
Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head.
A million dreams are keeping me
A million dreams, a million dreams. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
I want to live in a world where kids aren't bought and sold, but we have to all make a choice, and we have to choose to fight for these kids.